Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following along, you know this is part 4 of the continuing saga of what Stephen and I did following our adventure to Tuktoyaktuk. Today's episode is all about Anchorage, Alaska. So let's dive into what we did, what we saw, and some of the unexpected experiences we had while we were there. We headed down from Montana Creek Campground to Anchorage, which took about 2 hours plus or minus. We didn't stop for coffee or anything during this trip. Once we arrived, we set up a camp at Ship Creek Campground. Now, despite the name, it's really more of an RV resort, but they did let us pitch tents in the grass behind the area where all the RVs were parked. At this point in the trip, Stephen and I checked the weather map and noticed that the next 2 days were going to be kind of rainy. So we figured it would be smart to stay somewhere with a setup where our tents could stay and we could keep our gear and ourselves dry. Maybe a place to kick back and relax a bit. Hindsight being 2020, though, if I ever do this trip again, I'd probably skip Anchorage altogether. It was by far the most populated city we visited on the entire trip. With that comes big city problems, and despite winter temps hovering around 13 degrees Fahrenheit and sometimes dipping into the negative teens or 20s, the city has a pretty visible homelessness problem. This was especially clear at the Ship Creek campground. As you leave the campground from the walking entrance into downtown, it takes you directly through several of the homelessness communities. And it was definitely something we weren't expecting. It was a bit of a downer to see this kind of suffering. Now, I want to take just a moment to talk about something important. If you ever find yourself in Anchorage, if after watching this video you're interested in going and you feel moved to help, I highly recommend that you connect with the Anchorage Coalition to End Homelessness. They provide housing and tailored support services to those in needs. Their office is located at 3427 East Tudor Road in Anchorage. Supporting organizations like this has a much bigger impact than giving cash directly to folks on the street. It's a much better use of your compassion. So, if you want to help, that's really the best way to do it. Um, Now that we've kind of touched on that, let's step back into the more upbeat, uh, what we actually did in Anchorage. It seems like the two big activities to do while we were there are salmon fishing and, frankly, the bar crawl. Neither Stephen nor I had done any salmon fishing up to this point, and we weren't about to start in the middle of the city, so we skipped that one. We did embrace the bar crawl scene. We spent an afternoon hopping from one social spot to the next, grabbing a single appetizer and a drink at each stop. It was fun, laid back, and to be honest, we got a little tipsy quicker than we expected. Outside of the bar crawl scene, we did check out a couple of museums. First, we stopped at the Veterans Museum. It's right on the main drag. It was pretty substantial. I'm going to show you a little few pictures from that visit. Then we headed over to the Museum of the Alaska State Trooper. It's a smaller museum, but packed with interesting artifacts about criminal investigations and state patrol history in Alaska, dating back even to the time when Alaska was still a territory. Here is some shots from that visit as well. All right. I know we spent 2 days in Anchorage. Honestly, those were the highlights. This is going to be a shorter video. Sometimes that's just how it goes. 2 days in Anchorage, we spent most of it sleeping in our tents and trying to stay dry in the rain, wash our clothes, get set back up, and get ready to go. However, next up, we'll be headed down to Valdez, Alaska. Looking back, that would have been a much better place to hunker down for a couple of days. So if you're still enjoying this journey that we're on, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. Have you ever been to Anchorage? Do you have any thoughts on the places that we visited? Do you completely disagree with me? Do you think Anchorage was the best part of your visit to Alaska? By all means, comment. I'm always open to that. Just this was our perspective. This is what we experienced. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for joining me on this latest installment of my Alaska Selected Destinations series. If you've been following along, you know I played a little trick on you all. The first video was actually of us exiting Canada through Yukon territory, but moving forward, we will be diving exclusively into the incredible places we visited in Alaska, starting with the top of the world highway. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a big shout out to some of the amazing support systems and communities that made this journey possible. First and foremost, the Dempster Adventure Riders Facebook group. If you're not familiar with this group, I highly recommend checking them out. It's run by a great guy named Sean, who's based near Whitehorse. Sean and the group are an invaluable resource for anyone planning an adventure like this. They provide everything from weather updates to info on local repair shops, vehicle storage, and more. Plus, they can connect you with local businesses that will truly benefit from your tourist dollars. Honestly, I wouldn't tackle a trip like this without first chatting with them. Next, a huge thank you to Yukon Motorcycle Park. If you're riding through the area, this place is a must visit. Conveniently located just off the Alaskan Highway near Whitehorse, they've got an on-site restaurant, alcohol sales, heated hard roof tents with comfy beds, and even a fully equipped garage. Right next door is an RV park that goes above and beyond, letting motorcyclists use their power washer, laundry facilities, and general store. We stopped there both on our way to Tuktoyaktuk and on the way back, and I can't recommend them enough. Again, this is not a paid endorsement, just honest appreciation of how much they helped us out. Of course, don't forget to check out my Facebook page, Lost in the Bush. We've got an exciting Smoky Mountain 500 ride coming up in April, and I would love for you to join us. I also post all my YouTube videos there, along with GPX files for the local Asheville area. Last, if you're looking for more details about this adventure, check out my book. It's available on Kindle, and it's a quick 48-page read. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video as we dive into our Alaska destinations. Safe travels, and I'll see you on the road.